In the heart of Nigeria's south-south region lies a land of promise, Akwa Ibom State. On the 23rd of September 1987, this land's destiny changed forever when General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, the then military head of state, announced its creation.
That Sunday evening, when it was announced in the radio that Akwa Ibom State had been created out of Cross River State, what was the southeastern state, the urge was for us to leave Calabar and go home, and we did it. That night, we left Calabar. That night, thank God, there was the new Calabar to road. We drove straight to what was then the center of the mainland people. We call it the roundabout. It is still there. It's part of the transformation. What has it become today?
On this momentous day, the dreams of a people came true. The birth of Akwa Ibom State provided a distinct political identity for a people that long agitated for their own states.
The agitation started far back in 1928. By then, we were part of Eastern Nigeria. Our people, headed by Barrister Udo Udoma, formed a group known and called EBBO, State Union. That encapsulated all of the tribes and groups that are within the then mainland state, including Okoja, Calabar in the Cross River State. And that agitation continued on to the days of our late fathers, who came much, much later. And when we were in Calabar, then we were called Southeastern State, Cross River. Our people still thought of a mainland state. That is where we cross river and come over here and really have our state, because we were the leaders of the movement. The man was from Ikolabasi. So, by the special grace of God, on the 9th of September 1987, by 9 o'clock, then I was Secretary for Administration and Finance, which you call today Director, and Obong Osukwo Ituweyan of blessed memory was the Secretary to the military government. We were still in the office by 9 p.m. Then the news came, creating Akwa Ibom State as one of the new states, the 21st state in Nigeria.
And it was a long process until finally it materialized in 1987 with the creation out of the former Cross River states to become Akwa Ibom states.
But the road to prosperity was filled with challenges that would require political will and visionary leadership.
In 36 years, we have made giant leaps in every sector of the human experience. We give God the glory for the leadership He has blessed us with. Leaders who came with such ferocious appetite to develop, lift, and ensure sustainable development for our people.
Akwa Ibom at 36 is an auspicious time for stock taking. We should compare Akwa Ibom as if it were a human being. At 36, what would our children do? At 36, our children would have been married, whether male or female. They would, in the ordinary course of life, have procreated, and they would not be new to responsibilities because they are not new parents. They would have had children who would either be in nursery or primary or secondary school. So at the stage of our development as a state, we have come thus far by the grace and mercy of God. And to that extent, when we sit back to look at where we are coming from, we're excited about what has happened. Particularly, we've been very lucky with the selection of leaders, not of our making, but by the grace of God.
The first military administration, led by Colonel Tunde Ubeha, laid the groundwork for progress. It grappled with issues like inadequate space and infrastructure. Initiatives like the Yo Master Plan and the establishment of Akwa Ibom Transport Company Limited, Akwa Ibom Newspaper Limited set the stage for future developments. General Godwin Abe continued this journey, focusing on electrification and reconstruction of roads like Umorin, Eka, Udomana, and Udobio. But it was Wing Commander Idonsen Kanga, the first indigenous governor, who accelerated the vision. He spearheaded projects like the State Secretariat, now known as Idonsen Kanga Secretariat, Sani Abacha Specialist Hospital, now University of Uyo Teaching Hospital, Women Development Center, and 2 ring roads, namely Ibrahim Badomosi Babangida Avenue and Udo Udoma Avenue. Obong Akpanisemen's civilian administration intensified electricity projects, brought healthcare infrastructure to the state, and instilled a sense of greatness in the people.
13%, which is what we call derivation from the oil companies, we started looking for it. As a civilian government, you look at, this is your place to serve in this state. You are here. You know your people's problem, and you would like to help your people develop. So the state has moved, and we thank God that it's moving.
Colonel Yakubu Bako bolstered agricultural development by provision of fertilizers and other farm inputs, thereby enhancing food sufficiency. Navy Captain Joseph Adeusi prioritized infrastructural development, including the Akwa Ibom Estate and Akwa Ibom Liaison Office in Abuja. Group Captain John Ebiye completed the Governor's Office Complex project and constructed the Ebiye Heaven Housing Estate. The return of democracy in 1999 saw the emergence of architect Obong Victor Attah as governor. His visionary agenda tagged "Come, let us build together" led to remarkable progress and birthed landmark projects including the Low Meridian Ibom Hotel and Golf Course, now Ibom Icon Hotel and Golf Course. Construction of Akwa Ibom International Airport, now Victor Attah International Airport. Construction of the Shelter Afrique Estate. Dualization of Oran Road, Waibe Road and Abak Road. He championed resource control and played a pivotal role in the abrogation of the onshore-offshore oil dichotomy, which led to an increase in derivation revenue to 13%.
Today, the best of the news came to us. These things that we've been fighting and struggling and praying and hoping for, this number that everybody prays, this number 13, which was devised in 1994-95 at the functional conference which I was privileged to attend. Today, 13% derivation of the
Chief Godswill Akpabio, who took office in 2007, initiated the uncommon transformation. Massive road construction and infrastructure development turned Akwa Ibom into a destination for investors and tourists. His legacies include 30,000 capacity Godswill Akpabio International Stadium, the Ibom Tropicana Entertainment Center, Ibom E-Library, reconstruction of Abariko-Rekbene Road, Nungude Road, Kaliba-Itu Road, executed many water, electricity, schools, and healthcare facility projects across the state.
I knew that we had a covenant with God. We also had a covenant with the people. And so we set about trying to ensure that we met the aspirations of the people. Looking back, I feel very excited because first, we have been able to create the infrastructure they have been yearning for years. We didn't have good roads, but today we have tarred over 300 roads. We have intervened even in federal roads in the state. What we call federal roads are roads that are meant to be done by the federal government and not by the state. But we had to because our citizens trespass those roads on a daily basis. And the accidents that occurred will not occur to federal staff, but rather to our own citizens.
In 2015, Mr. Udom Emmanuel took the reins. He elevated Akwa Ibom socio-economic development to new heights. Legacies like the Jubilee Syringe Manufacturing Company, Metering Solutions Manufacturing Services Limited, St. Gabriel Coconut Refinery, 21-story Smart Dakada Tower in Uyo, injection substations in Uyo and Bainin, and Victor Atai International Airport, construction of Eket and Uyo Township Stadia, construction of network of roads with spurs and cable-decorated bridges are memorials of his administration. Udom's commitment to infrastructure, human capacity development, and the aviation sector reshaped the state.
So irrespective of the infrastructure you build around, all the roads we've built, or the hospitals, schools, high-rise buildings, and all of them, everything we've built. So we are thinking right from what people eat to what people wear to how to build people to capacity that we're looking at.
Before now, nobody comes to Akwa Ibom. Nobody used to come to Akwa Ibom unless you want to go to Cameroon. But today, you come purposely to Akwa Ibom because by land, you will arrive at Akwa Ibom. The roads are good. By air, you get to Akwa Ibom in the morning, left Akwa Ibom in the evening.
In terms of infrastructure, education, health, transportation, assisting the rural areas to experience modernity, and at the same time providing security and safety for individuals, industries to come in. And if you ask me, I will not hesitate to say that I have seen God's hand. I've seen God's hand in the affairs of this state.
Pastor Omoino, who assumed office on May 29, 2023, continues the dream of a greater Akwa Ibom. His people-centric leadership style has gained widespread admiration. The first 100 days of his administration showcased his commitment to development with projects like the Akpanandem Market and Rural Access Agricultural Marketing Project RAMP. With their RISE agenda, which promises economic expansion and citizens' elevation, Akwa Ibom people and its lovers are in for an unending happy hour experience.
We are very happy. We are happy with him. This is just to show you the good thing that is coming in the next 4 years. If he could do all this in less than 3 months, it therefore means that he will do a lot in his 4 years. We are very proud of him.
The governor has done well. I am proud, and if he has done this on 100 days, I believe by the time he will do 4 years, Akwa will be a place that everybody will come to see.
Every leader has added a block to the foundation that they previously laid. And so you can see that Akwa Ibom is on a trajectory heading northwards. We're grateful to all the past governors who have led us, especially all the elected governors who have led us here. And you'd see from Obon Akbani 7, he came with a mental rebirth, speaking to the issue of the Etuk syndrome and asking that Akwa Ibom people should think big. And you now go to the era of architect Obong Victor Atta, who came with a clarion call asking, come, let's build together. And he was a visionary. You now come to the era of Chief Gosulugbo Dokpabio, who came with an infrastructure renaissance. He said he reported angry to duty, and his anger was shown on roads, was shown on the infrastructure he did. Then came the man, Udom Emmanuel, excellent manager of human and material resources. And then has come the man, Umoino. Umoino is talking about ruralization. That is how far our state has come. So if you ask me, our state is Nigeria's best kept secret and God's own piece of real estate.
The ship of our state is anchored and moored on a solid shoreline. The energy is overcharged. The vision is clear and distinct. The hands of the ship of state is firm, and the gaze for what lies ahead is focused and unwavering. I remain deeply committed to ushering in a vibrant, inclusive, diversified, and highly industrialized economy through the use of highly developed human and material resources. As such, the achievement of the 8 goals of my blueprint for economic consolidation and expansion remains a daily priority.
As we look to the future, it is clear that Akwa Ibom's journey is far from over. The determination of its people and the visionary leadership of its governors ensure that this land of promise will continue to thrive.
I am so satisfied in development. In terms of infrastructures, in terms of development, no matter of the obstacles, Akwa Ibom State is moving on.
We believe that technology is growing at a very fast exponential rate, and I see Akwa Ibom becoming the next strong Silicon Valley of Nigeria. I wish Akwa Ibom State everything good, because it's a state that has given us the base to run our dreams. It's been a wonderful location. And we're proud to say our headquarters is in Akwa Ibom with several branches out of state. And when people ask, why not Lagos? And we say because Akwa Ibom has that potential to grow our ideas. We have the numbers, when I say the numbers, the young numbers, we have the intellect, we have the willpower.
Akwa Ibom State, a beacon of progress in Nigeria, continues to shine brightly. From its humble beginnings to its promising future, this is the story of a state that refuses to settle for second best. For Akwa Ibom, the best is yet to come.
I call on all people to shed their political swords and let us work together to advance the growth of our state and our nation. Political labels should not beckon our judgment in working together, dreaming together, and desiring for a better life together. Our kindred spirit must be renewed and deepened. We are all Akwa Ibom at first, before politics. Politics, therefore, must not separate or sever the ties of our brotherhood and common heritage and aspiration. I pledge to you that I will be governor for all Akwa Ibomites, irrespective of political persuasions or affiliations, instead of war on critical issues of our development, unity, and brotherhood.